streaming. When the stream starts, they will see my
It's much better than my tentacle fingers.
I know. Only because I can act it out.
Yeah. I actually have found some tentacle fingers that I'm thinking about getting for game.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Okay, so we're live. Hello.
Woohoo!
Well, welcome into the stream. We have some horror claws going on. Some Freddy.
They're horrific.
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 Horror, not horror.
Yeah. Horror.
Horror.
There's two syllables there. There's two syllables and the word starts with H.
Yeah, not W.
Right.
We're not calling anybody whores today. Not today. It is.
Not in public where they can hear us.
Oops.
What happens in chat stays in chat.
Only in chat. But
Yes.
we have the wonderful Heather here tonight, looking gorgeous. And what is your shirt?
It is the Blue Ribbon Army, which is actually a local organization. It's the fan portion of the Phoenix Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's a local social group basically, and it's a place for dank memes and dank memes and hey, who should I cosplay as and geeky over stuff. Yeah, so yeah, and I went to very quickly get out of my fluorescent yellow dress today that I was wearing, and I'm like, I should probably put this one on.
I like it. Very big.
Yeah, and then I thought I should probably actually put something on that's Halloween, and I'll do that next week because I have something really pretty coming in that's Halloween.
I can't wait to see it. And then there's me. Hello.
You're Trey. And what are you wearing, my love? Because you look amazing.
I'm Freddy Krueger. Without the hat. See, there's no hat. There's just red hair here.
It's really red hair, yes.
But I really, really want to get a fedora.
You need one. You don't have one?
I don't have one right now. I need to buy one. They were like $30 at a Halloween store. I was going to get one on Amazon for way cheaper than $30.
Yeah.
$30 is a lot of money for a hat that I'm going to wear for like 3.5 minutes.
Exactly.
So, But no, definitely got some Freddy going on. I won't be able to wear this the whole time, only because I'm very immobile. So I have learned just from wearing these for the 7.5 minutes that Freddy would never be able to type.
Right, but Robert Englund was a rock star, so.
Yeah. They do have little weird clickies here that I can make it tighter, and I'm going to have to do that for when I really wear them because it's like really big. It's like,
yeah.
I couldn't kill anybody with this.
It's intended for like, a unisex hand and not a woman's hand.
My hands are very small.
Yeah.
Like really small. Like, look at them. They're like, this is where my hands actually are. I have to push it all the way down like really hard to.
I have the hands of a small 11-year-old.
That's how I feel too. Yeah. But that's okay. I'm going to click these together. I didn't even notice these clickies until I was flipping them around
perfect.
my face. But I'll be able to make it tighter for for Halloween, which is basically just me wearing this awesome sweater that is very good for the rest of the year. I'm just going to say.
Yeah, no, you can wear that all the time. And it really goes great with your coloring.
Thank you.
Because you're a pale girl and you have the red hair and the olive really kind of offsets it really well.
Thank you. So I think I could wear this for Christmas time.
Yeah,
Christmas,
definitely.
It's legit.
Yeah. It's the nightmare of Christmas.
Well, that's what I like to represent.
Yes. Yay. What's this? Anyway, that's not the musical episode again.
Not yet. Someday, all musicals, all the time.
God.
So how have you geeked this week? What have you done?
All right. So, okay, I want to explain that I may have rearranged a family vacation, so I was home in time for game on Friday.
Wait, nobody's going to judge you here. This is
I know, no. Okay, so every year, my husband's parents have a timeshare in a place called Sedona.
Okay.
Which is really beautiful, beautiful area of the country, area of Arizona. It's upper desert. There's some trees. It has the red rocks. Basically, imagine Mulgore, but with red rocks and stuff. It's really beautiful. It's very wild looking.
Okay.
And we go up there every year. Normally we do 2 nights, but because Ryan has a concert she's going to on Saturday, we were going to do Friday night and then leave like Saturday noon. I'm like, well, she has Monday off.
Right.
Why don't we just go up Sunday night or Sunday evening?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And then leave Monday afternoon, same amount of time.
Right.
We don't have to worry about getting somewhere at a certain time. We did actually end up having to worry about getting somewhere at a certain time. And then I won't miss game.
It works for me.
work. So I actually had some fun. There's some really neat sculpture in the area. There's the area that rests called Tlaquepaque, and there's a lot of, it's like a really cool kind of quirky shopping area, and I'll post some pictures for you later. But I was noticing a lot of statues, which I've always loved taking pictures of them. And there's, some Kuan Yins, and there's some Buddhas, and there's some Lashimis, but there's also a lot of really cool not statues of animals.
Okay.
In different galleries and outside. And it started with, I saw a stag. Well, I play Fiona in World of Darkness, and the stag is, of course, the totem to that tribe. So I'm like, well, that's fun, but that doesn't really represent the characters.
Right.
And then the next thing I look over, and there's a bear.
That's weird.
For our friend Ty.
That's weird.
Like, well, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's wolves everywhere. So I found some really fun wolves I took some pictures of for Remy and Cass.
Aww. And
then I'm like, okay, so, yeah, and I'm not from Australia. Anyway, that's a whole different story. And then I'm like, well, where the hell am I going to find the Raptor Brothers?
Yes. That's a very big concern because we love the Raptor Brothers.
Exactly. They are Sam and Dean. And then I turn, and in front of the Natural Wonders Gallery is a recreation of a raptor fossil.
That's awesome.
Raptor in a fossil. So yeah, so I could not find, of all things, I could not find Jake. It was very upsetting. I'm like, I knew I had seen crows around. And I'm walking around, and I hear him. I hear Jake. I hear a crow. I'm like, I can't find him anywhere. We're going in and out of galleries.
Yeah.
So, and then my husband's like, what is it you're looking for? I'm like, I'm trying to find a crow. I have everybody else. And he brings out his camera, hands me a picture. You mean this crow that I took a picture of at the top of a chapel?
That's amazing. On top of a chapel.
So I need to get a picture of him. But yeah, Jake was hanging out at a chapel. So yeah, so I had a photo scavenger hunt on a family vacation for our World of Darkness characters.
That's amazing. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. Oh. So what have you geeked, or how have you geeked this week?
How have I geeked? Drew's doing some fun woodworking stuff.
Yeah.
Like knives, the handles, cutting boards with purple wood. Yes. And he wants to do an Etsy. So I know. So where I don't know about the Etsy part and I can't make anything with wood, I am freaking brilliant at spreadsheets.
Yeah, you are.
It's like my home, right?
Right.
So I am working on spreadsheets with him on that. And that's kind of geeky for me because I do like numbers. Yeah. And then I also started planning Christmas shopping because I have a problem and I have to have everything ready to go. So
we'll compare Christmas spreadsheets, sweetie. We're good.
I can't wait. I have it not only in spreadsheet form, but also written down in my bullet journal.
Yeah.
So I then realized that it's October. October!
Which means you should have been shopping 2 months ago.
Which I have been.
A lot.
Good for you. Oh, yeah. I have been a lot. But I did not have my 2018 bullet journal bought yet. So immediately went out and bought my second Happy Planner for 2018. It's here. It's ready to go.
Awesome.
And start prepping it.
Yeah.
And Remy adores coloring, crafting. So I can bring her into that. And she likes to play that with me. So I'm excited to do that.
Nice.
But really, that's most of my geekiness this week. We have had the plague.
Yeah, no. You guys have, there's been a plague falling on your house.
Yeah, we have a plague on both your houses situation going on, and it's just bad.
Yeah.
Bad. For the listeners, if you saw my quick tweet this morning, I was in the hospital till 1 a.m.
Yeah.
With Logan.
Yeah.
Got kicked in the head yesterday by a girl in a swing.
And that was the best thing that happened to him yesterday because the rest of the day was even worse.
Right? He comes home from school and he's laying on the couch and he falls asleep, which is so unlike him. And I checked him, he had 102-degree fever. And I was like, what the hell's wrong with this kid? Then he's piped up. He's better. And we're outside and he falls on the asphalt and scraped his knee, his foot, and his elbow, which his elbow is the most traumatic thing in the world.
Right.
I'm like, he's fine. Then he starts passing out on us.
Well, yeah, the falling over was a good sign of that.
Yeah, and he starts passing out. So it's rush to the ER. We have an ear
Oh
infection.
my God. Yeah, which explains the falling over because your
Exactly.
equilibrium's off.
Probably strep, probably
Mm-hmm.
pneumonia, but they won't check
Mm-hmm.
them because they said the moxicillin treats everything. Probably mild concussion, but they didn't want to CT him because he was over the
Because
hurdle
he's 3.
and he's 3. And they checked him for a fractured elbow, but luckily we did not. That did not
Good.
happen.
Good.
Yes. So that's why I haven't geeked much this week because
Yeah.
it was just. And if you saw him last week on stream, he looked happy and excited.
Yeah. Poop head.
Yeah, poop. I knew where your name came from. Poop.
Poop. Yeah.
Poop.
Yeah.
But no, he's a mess and a half.
Poor baby. Yeah,
I
the
know.
picture of him yesterday that you shared, I think you sent me, he was just like, he was laying there so listless. You could tell, his eyes were warm.
Yeah. And he, when I picked him up from the hospital bed yesterday to take him home, they'd already given him everything and he was fine. But he was so sweaty, there was an outline of his body on the bed. I was like, you're gross. That's okay. Let's go home.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
awful.
So that's why I haven't geeked much, but I am geeking out over organization.
That's a good thing.
I geek over organization. Oh, and I made yogurt.
Yeah, you do. Yes, I want to hear about this.
The almond milk yogurt failed. I didn't have any thickener in it. I didn't know you had to add thickener because I never did it before.
Do you use cornstarch or arrowroot powder or
use pectin.
cream rich harder? Oh, okay. Okay, same thing you use for jellies. Okay.
Yes, but you can't do it after boil.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Which made sense. So I've basically saved my almond milk yogurt as a filler for smoothies because it's still yogurt. It's just runny.
Right.
It's a good smoothie filler. However, that I went out and bought non-fat milk and used it, and it's absolutely perfect. I made a gallon of yogurt, saved probably $20.
Nice.
It is really good. And I used some natural sweeteners from maple syrup in it. Not a lot, just a little.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. So if I ever can write a recipe again or make a little video, I should make a video on how to do it because it's easy if you have an Instapot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of waiting, but that's about it.
Oh, well, it's fine.
So it's
not like it's active work.
Bro, I like Instapot easy work. But that's how I geeked. What did you
geek
over? I know what you geeked over. Like, I don't even know why I have to ask you this question. I seen 75,000 pictures since whatever day it was. I should know this, but what have you geeked over?
What have I geeked over? Well, I'll get into it in my news, but there's some Star Wars news.
Wait, and Star Wars?
Star Wars, and I mean, we're 2 months and 3 days from the release, and
if it isn't Tamagotchi, her new favorite pet.
Oh my God, my Tamagotchi video is playing.
Fish sticks?
Oh good, oh good.
Stop playing. I need to pause it so I can have it up. Sorry, I keep talking about Star Wars. Sorry for the Tamagotchi.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll get into that in the news.
There we go. I'm having a day.
You are. No. You actually, today wasn't bad. I mean, besides falling asleep at your desk and before the show, and yeah. Yesterday, however, sucked. I've been geeking over Star Wars, which is what I've been geeking over since I was, 5 years old. And, 1 second for the viewers. I worked on some headbands the other night.
You worked on headbands?
Yeah.
She makes the best headbands. She gets her headbands. She makes amazing headbands. I love them. I have one and I wear it a lot because I like it. It's so pretty. It's like 2-sided. It has dice, 20-sided dice on one side and beautiful, beautiful pattern. I think it's like stars on the other side. I love it. She's great at this. She needs to
So I have to.
Look at all those.
I'm switching my chairs because. So I made, and they're all geeky. So I made a Jane hat headband.
I love it.
The opposite side is brown polka dots because
brown
coat. We actually had originally a Kaylee pattern, but I could not find the exact same fabric anymore. But it was really amazing.
Those are so cute.
And skull headband.
Oh, it's cute. Oh, Remy would like that one.
And
I love that.
Yeah. And if you've ever read the book, or seen the cover art for the Chris Moore book, Dirty Jobs?
Yes.
Which is so it's the exact same skull. That's in the baby carriage.
Yes.
Random Hello Kitty.
Of course.
More skulls.
Oh, look at I like that one. That's so
Well,
nice.
this is a special order for my friend Erica that doesn't watch this show, so she won't find out about this. Her and her daughter are archers, so it's actually the other side is arrows, but we want something fun to go on when the opposite. So we got so it's all black and white skulls.
I like it.
Yeah. D&D dice like you have.
Oh, see, that's what I have right there, guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And then, because I have a teenager, Pokeballs.
I love it. That's so cute. What's on the other side?
Blue and white polka dots.
I like it.
I only have probably another 15 styles to do before in a month.
Yeah, before con.
Yeah.
They're really nice. I like them. She has an Etsy. I don't know if these are on there, but you should buy them if they are because they're so comfortable. They're not,
but they're Cat's Eye Curiosities, and just message me through there if you want them.
They're super cute. I have one.
I love them, and like they started as a spur of the moment. Like I got this really great one, that was, sugar skulls and polka dots, and like I want geeky ones. This is cute, but this is not me.
Right.
And so then I found the Star Wars fabric, and I can't sew, which is a funny thing. So I went to my best friend, and I'm like, make this. So, started making them. Then we bought some. Then like people would like these. Let's make them for cons. And so I design them. I choose the colors. I choose what we're going to pair it with. She cuts them, or I prep the fabric. She cuts them and sews them. And then I finish them up. So I turn them inside out, and I finish up the edges and all that.
I love it. They're super cute. So
that's what I've been geeking. That's what I geeked over this week.
Oh, I'm so proud of your geekiness. It's so awesome. They're awesome. I love them.
Thank you. So what did you geek over this week? Besides making your own goddamn yogurt, which is really impressive.
I think it's impressive.
It is.
Let's see. I geeked over. See, it's one of those things where I was like, well, I'm kind of geeking out about movies that are coming up.
Oh,
like, yeah. Like, there's some cheesy horror movies coming out, and I am a fan of cheesy horror movies.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day is coming out, and
oh my god,
I'm gonna go see it. You know why? Because it's gonna be awful.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awful. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Blade Runner.
Yes, I want to hear your take on Blade Runner.
I did not see the new Blade Runner movie because by the time we would have gone there, it would have been 10 o'clock at night, and I'm old. That's just too much for me.
Yeah.
However, I have this reservation about seeing Blade Runner in general. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to turn in my geek card. The first Blade Runner sucked. Hated it.
Okay.
Because I read the book first.
Right.
So I had to read the book initially in Sci-Fi East and West class in Pitt, and I loved the book. The book is really, really, really good. If you haven't read it, I recommend reading it. It's not very long, very good, intricate. So when they came out with the movie, we had to watch that also in sci-fi class because it obviously came out before I was born. So we had to watch it with the book. And I thought it was, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was Blade Runner. It is what it is, and you get what you get, and you're fine with it. Like, you know what you're going to get going into it. Right. Yes, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. That is the book title.
Yeah, Philip K. Dick.
Yep, Philip K. Dick. Brilliance in a book. Now, the second one, I'm fine with going to see it. I want to go see it. I really, really want them to put the real elements of that book in, the ones that made that book good. Now there are some still, is Deckard a replicant or not? Like that's
it's always the big question.
The big question. The book doesn't answer it either. For the people out there, it alludes to it very, very strongly, but it doesn't
very
answer
much
it.
Like the movie, but very much like the okay. By the way, you forgot something when you're talking about the book and how you've read the book and how it's different. You know what you forgot, don't you?
They're pushed up as high as they can go. And it's funny because normally I don't really care. Like I really, really don't. Ender's Game movie was good for a movie, and book is way different and better, and for its own reasons.
I think it depends on sometimes how close you are to the source material, but also and B, how if the energy of the film if it's right. I can forgive a lot if the energy is right.
Correct.
You know, American Gods, there are a lot of changes, but the energy is correct.
Right.
Or C, if it really is just inspired by, and they don't even play that it's the same story.
Right.
The television show Lucifer. It's cheesy. It has nothing to do with the character created, or very little to do with the character created by Neil Gaiman and the comic written by Mike Carey. Right. But it's fun.
Right. And I think the one thing that, I don't want to say it bothers me about Blade Runner. In the title, obviously, they have based off the book, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You can ask a lot of people who've seen Blade Runner, and they've never even heard of the book. And if you ask them what the book is called, they say Blade Runner.
Oh, wow.
And I want to strangle them.
Yeah, definitely. That shit is not acceptable.
That is not acceptable. And I also, my biggest grievance was with it, and this is not ruining anything. If you haven't seen the original Blade Runner, I'm sorry, spoilers, but it's like 81.
Yeah,
so come on.
It's older than you are.
It's older than me, so whatever, no spoilers. But they revealed Rachel way too early in the movie.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
In the book, you question it for a very, very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
A very long time. It's a huge pivotal part. And when they revealed it in the movie, you're like, who's the important character? Because this takes a turn. So I want to see it. I really do want to see it. Do I want to give them my money to see it in the theater? Do I want to take 3 hours of my life to see it?
Or are you just going to go to the movie theater and see it again because you love it so much? And if you're going to go to the movies and with your very busy schedule and actually taking time for yourself, are you going to just go see something that you really love?
I'm going to go see it again.
You're going to go see it again. I want to fly out and see it with you. Anyways,
I've seen it twice. You know, Southwest is doing $100 fares. Southwest is doing $100 fares to Pittsburgh from multiple locations. Please come see it with me.
I could just hear that one.
Please come see it. We'll film ourselves watching it. It'll be fine.
Oh my God.
So that's what I geeked over. I geeked over a lot of book, not arguments, but like expressing how I felt about a book versus how the first Blade Runner movie was just not for me.
Now, which of the 10 million different cuts did you see? There are 3 or 4 different cuts of it.
3.
Yeah.
The original cut, the final cut, and the director's cut.
Okay, so you've tried all the flavors and realized that's just not your ice cream.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fine just to watch for a camp movie. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just...
for the time, though, it was so different and so visual. And visually, it's very interesting. The atmosphere is very interesting. But, you know, we live in a very different time, and we have very different movies now, too.
And that's probably part of the problem, because I saw it when I was in college, and that was 2006.
Right.
So how many years was it already out?
Yeah, exactly. It had already been out for 20 plus years.
Right. So it's probably part of the problem.
Yeah.
But I like to debate books. Yeah. If you want to debate books with me, please, let's do it. Books versus movies. I could go all night.
Yeah.
You know, I'll put my nose up.
Yeah.
So Kid Geek stuff. Yours is awesome.
So I went to so Wednesday night after we get done podcasting, after I get done gaming, baseball games going on downstairs with the elimination, who's going to the wild card, D-backs versus the Rockies we have a lot of stuff going on. I go to talk to Cameron. Ryan's getting ready for bed. Oh, by the way, she's going to homecoming. What?
Like, what?
Wait, I thought her theory was she wasn't going to go unless somebody had asked her, was asking her. She just, like, all right. Well, evidently, her friends asked if she was going to go, and she said, sure. So I go upstairs to talk to her about it. I'm like, hey, baby, you're going to go homecoming? Yeah. This is a conversation we could have had earlier. Well, there was more important stuff going on, like baseball. So
I like her geek card there. That was cute.
That was really cute. So yeah, she went to homecoming, and Cam took her playing Wood. I went to pick her up afterwards, and I'm so happy that my daughter dresses modestly because some of the girls were dressed way too old. But that's a whole different story, and they looked cute, and I'm like, but still.
But I heard 15.
Right, exactly. So I get a text. I'm trying to. There's lots of traffic and all that, so I'm trying to get her, and she's like, "Hey, can you take can you drop Rhea and Emmy off?" I'm like, okay, sure. So now I have a sophomore and 2 juniors in my car, and we're battling traffic and all that stuff. But I introduced Ryan to Hamilton, and Ryan introduced Ray to Hamilton, and reintroduced Emmy to Hamilton. So we get in the car, and all 4 of us are singing.
That's awesome.
It was a blast. It was awesome. A blast. Yeah, yeah. And I mostly let the 2 older girls in the back seat sing because they're good singers, and they were just kind of going back and forth and duetting it. And so it was adorable. But
I love when that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, yeah. Other thing that we're doing is she and I are getting ready for season 4 of Rebels, which starts next week. So
that's exciting.
Yes.
I love when you can have something in common with your
we do. And... Yeah. Oh, and I found Thrawn. So he's a Star Wars character from the extended universe. They actually decided was canon and brought into Rebels. He's probably going to die before the end of the season. But they made a Black Series figure of him, and I've been searching for him. And every time I go into Star Wars, Target, there is the Darth Vader figures, the Stormtrooper figures, and Kylo Ren. That's it. I've been looking for like a month and a half, or a month now.
Yeah.
All I can find. I walk in and I'm there with my daughter, our friend Keek, and our friend Mia. Oh, I took Mia to get her first dice because she's starting her DMing tomorrow. Woo-woo. That's another story. She's not my kid. She's my work sister. So anyway, so we go in there and I find a Leia, this really beautiful General Leia, and Mia's a huge Leia fan. So like, okay, this is yours or you'll kill me. The character hair that I already have, so I handed that one to her too. And then the very back is the Thrawn I've been looking for.
This is the one you messaged me about. Like
I did. I said if you're a Target, yeah. I mentioned to the guys too. Like if you're around,
well, they're guys. They don't pay attention.
They do. Well, they said they would look, and that was probably the extent of it. They probably looked once,
or not at all. But yeah,
or not at all. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's not a biggie. I knew I'd find them eventually.
That's awesome.
So the rest of the day might have been me saying, "I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of my Thrawn."
That's amazing.
Yes,
that's amazing.
Hey, so what is your kid geeky stuff? Because it's pretty adorable. It's so you.
People might remember a couple of days ago, I tweeted out, and as I'm telling the story, I'm going to fix your box because you're a little farther over. I'm going to fix your box so you can look cleaner. So if you see weird things happen in the screen stream, I'm doing 2 things at once because that's what I do.
Multitask.
I tweeted out a picture of a card that Remy got, and it was from her friend Jude, and it said, "Hi Remy," had a heart, and then had it on it. And I was like, I'm concerned. I was like, did a clown give this to you? Like, who gave this to you? Like, who?
Right.
It had the word "it" and had a red balloon, which is iconic of it. And I was like,
yeah, very much so.
I'm confused and concerned. So she doesn't make a deal of it. I, in the back of my mind, thinks there's a clown on the loose. Fine.
That's after your amazingly brilliant and adorable kindergarten, or not? She's kindergarten, right?
First,
she is. Okay.
Yeah. So then she comes home yesterday and goes, "Hey, do you know who Jason is?" And I'm like, "Well, like who? Like Jason how? Like there's lots of Jasons in the world.
Right,
you have kids in school. Your friend Jason." No, the killer. And I'm like, what is happening here?
Hell, right.
I'm like, I do. I do. I know who Jason is. She goes, yeah, I'm going to write a story about him. And it's called Jason is Coming. And it is being written in my house right now. That's her hockey mask. Pretty impressed.
It is really good.
Jason is Coming. And it is right now 10-page story about Remy and her friend Jude at camp.
Oh my God, not a camp.
Oh, no, not a camp. How would they know this? Don't know. What chapters? Chapter 1 is the sight of Jason, and he's hidden in this bush. They find a bloody knife. They carry his bloody knife around. Yep. They eventually go to a beach. They think somebody's watching them. Let me find the good one where he's above them. How about we go to camp, Jude? Let's go to camp. And then, where's Jason? Oh, there's Jason.
Clearly it's a starry night. There's a half moon. There's the star. And there's Jason.
So, I mean, I'm pretty impressed by her ability to get the authenticity of a story she's never heard of before.
Yeah.
And she calls chapters by good names. Chapter 3, Seasick. They go out to sea. One of them falls out of a boat. And she puts little random Jasons all through it.
She does know that he keeps murdering different people and not.
So yeah, I'm sure where this is gonna go. As soon as it's all finished, I will put it in pieces and parts out for people to read because I think it's adorable. But Jason is coming. She's a girl after my own heart, right? Like
she really is.
I don't know what to say. I didn't let her watch it. I promise she's never watched Jason. She's also never watched It. She claims that Jude, the guy who gave her the It card, watched It, and I think that's ridiculous.
It's part of the cultural habitat. It's part of the cultural phenomena that of these things even if you don't know them.
Right. So I was like, did he really watch it? Oh yeah, he did. I'm like, okay. Don't think he did, but I'll let you believe it at 6.
Exactly.
You're watching it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never let her
have
watch.
Met Jude, and and he's not an imaginary friend, right?
Oh no, he's a real person.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
We're not allowed to talk about imaginary friends anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because Logan was afraid they were whispering things in his ears at night, so we had to stop the imaginary friend talk.
Which is pretty funny when your parents are gamers.
It is.
And we have imaginary friends.
So, Jason's here. He's coming.
Yeah.
I would like to get to the conclusion of this book.
Yeah.
But I will also transcribe it because some of the words are like, she's sounding out everything. She has not asked how to spell one word. The only word she asked how to spell is knife, which is a weird word.
Yeah, NIFE. You'd think it's how. Yeah, no, that works.
Yeah. So, that was that's my kid geek. My kid is a horror geek, and I'm happy for her. She's very interested in Freddy.
Yeah, of course she is.
She wants to know more about him, and she loves these gloves. So,
yeah.
I put them on her little hands, which are smaller than mine, thankfully. So, yeah, that's my kid geeky stuff. What about news? We have 2 awesome news stories, and I know what you're going to talk about.
All right, so the reason that we left Sedona early was we knew that Star Wars tickets were going on sale as soon as the trailer hit at halftime of the Bears-Vikings game, Monday Night Football. So we're not
football
really
that she doesn't know about.
Right. So we do baseball, and that's the extent of the sports that happens in our house.
That's a lot of games, though. I commend you because baseball is a lot.
But we watch it more casually, and then we go to maybe we each go to 6 games a year, so it's not like it's a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Baseball is a sport of even watching endurance.
Right.
So we put Monday Night Football on, which never happens in our house. So we got home in time, more than plenty of time. Put the football game on. We're listening, and then I remembered last year, or we actually had mentioned to a friend, check early,
right?
Because when The Force Awakens came out, tickets went on sale at 4:00 when they're supposed to go on sale at 7:30.
Right. That's a huge difference. That's 3 hours.
It's a huge difference. Right. So I checked online. There was nothing. Dang it. I'm sitting there making dinner. My husband's like, Ben just got tickets. And this was at 5 in the afternoon, maybe 6. It's like, Ben just got tickets for the 7:00 show at the theater we go to in row F on Thursday. He got it via the AMC app.
And you're on there in 5 seconds, I bet.
5 seconds. I'm like, I don't care if I can't have them waive my convenience fee because I don't happen to have my number available,
right.
And I'm not playing around. So I secured the tickets. I got 6. Cam, our best friend,
me,
right? Yeah, you.
Mm-hmm.
Friend Mia. And my mom, which I'm pretty sure I'm still want to deny her the ticket because of the whole grounded me from seeing Empire when I was 8. But it's a day before her birthday, so I really can't if I want to be disowned. I'm going to do it someday. I really am.
She has an inconvenient birthday.
She does. It's the middle of December.
It's very inconvenient. Just tell her to get a new birthday.
Exactly. So and then I secured the tickets, and then I let it be known to the public they were available.
Because you're a nice soul.
I am a nice soul, but I wanted my tickets.
Exactly.
Anyways.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So that's my big news. And then the trailer happened, and it was beautiful and amazing, and the music and the ship ships and all the theorizing that's going on.
You're so excited. As soon as that trailer hit theories, just went mad on Facebook.
Oh yeah. And my daughter was screaming like a mad girl.
Are you getting wine?
No, I'm getting Starbucks.
Cam, Starbucks. Starbucks me.
Here, Cam. So switch me chairs. I was showing off stuff. So yeah. And if you see where my Rogue One and my Empire poster is, I'll probably be getting a Last Jedi poster that will need to rearrange the room for to go up there as well.
Hey, it's okay. I have faith in you that you can rearrange and find space for this.
Oh yeah.
So tell me, your biggest theory from the trailer. I want to know what it is, but first, is it Grey Jedi?
Oh.
She's giving me the finger stream. I don't know why.
This is where I almost tell my virtual BFF to F off. Anyway. But, my kids. Yeah. I kind of actually like the thought that there might be a juxtaposition between Rey turning and Kylo turning. The other opposite directions, but also the way they cut it, it looks like Kylo kills his mother, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
You're sad. I can tell.
I'm sad. Yeah. So those like my two. I'm like looking at the trailer. I'm like, well, that's really interesting. And then just the way it's cut.
Yeah.
That it to me, there's an inference of the two of them switching out.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, interesting. I don't know any of these things. That's why I ask you.
What the heck?
You have a phone ringing. Hello.
Sorry, the phone never rings, ever.
Hello, do you need me? Is it Scream?
It might be. All right, so what's your news? Because I know you're very excited about this. And
I played this by accident 4 times, but I'm going to play the opening again so everybody can know what I'm excited about. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
It's coming. If it doesn't play, it's coming.
Well, if it isn't Tamagotchi, her new favorite pet.
Yes.
Tamagotchi.
Her new favorite pet.
No.
What?
Feed it. Play till your heart's content.
Tamagotchi. November 5th. Retro trailer's out. So excited. I'm getting one for myself. I'll have to get one for Remy. And I'll have to get one for Logan because he needs everything that Remy has.
Right.
Tamagotchis are awesome.
I had a bunch of friends that were into them. I have a feeling I'll be getting one for my child.
Of course. And you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, evidently I'm getting one for me so we can be Tamagotchi friends.
Yes. Okay.
You do know that my dog and my kid is the only thing I've kept alive for an extended period of time, right?
We hope to keep a Tamagotchi alive.
Okay.
So City, why do we need Tamagotchi when there's virtual pets for our phones? Because it's retro. And retro is cool.
And retro is really cool.
And it's like a cool egg, and it can hook on your keychain. I mean, if they had a Tamagotchi app, which they probably do, I would get that.
They will, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, don't rain on my parade. Tamagotchi's coming, and it's here to stay.
Yes, and Trey's all over that.
On my Tamagotchi.
Expect to see the tweets and the Facebook posts, and...
Follow me. It'll be fun. I'll show you all my growth of my Tamagotchi.
Talk about some character growth.
Definite character growth. So, this week, good horror movies. Now,
good horror movies.
Good horror movies are hard to find. It's not easy to find good horror movies because there's that stigma around B-class horror. Right, everybody loves B-class horror, and I do. I'm a huge fan of B-class horror.
As we've discussed, you do enjoy, your cheesy horror.
I love horror.
Horror.
Yes. Just horror. I do love it. Do I think that there are good movies out there that are scary? Yes. Do I like to be scared? Yes, I do. I think it's inappropriate to be scared like that. And I think the way that makes you feel is good, that adrenaline pumping, that, oh my God, somebody's outside my door scared. Love it.
Plus it kind of... It makes you less scared of the real scary stuff, which can be good because there's so much to be scared about in the real world.
Yes, there is. And not saying... So we've gone away from the genre of fear for a while. So, like, I have this big weird thing about horror movies. Back in the day, horror movies like the original Psycho, Exorcist, Nosferatu.
Good. I have this stuff on my list.
Oh, I didn't look. Good horror movies.
Right.
Great horror movies. Mm-hmm. They don't make them like they used to.
No.
Is what I always hear, and it's true. But what people don't realize is people aren't scared with how they used to make it.
Right, right.
When I watch The Exorcist, nothing.
There's a reason, though.
There is a reason.
There's a very real reason.
What's your reason? I want to hear it.
Well, when it was out in the theater, they actually added a lot of subliminal stuff, subliminal sounds, the bees, things like that, that actually played with your sense of terror in a very interesting way, and some people actually got sick.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
It physically made them ill, but they didn't say anything about that.
No.
That wasn't anything released. People were just terrified.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with them changing it. Like, I always have this conversation, think, for example, It. Oh, the original It was better. The original was better for its time. Mm-hmm. Period. There's a problem with a lot of horror today is that, just like City said, they don't show it. There's that unknown fear.
Or they show it and it's just
exactly.
Gore.
Yep. It's gore. Jump scares.
Yeah.
People
oh my
love
God.
Jump scares. Mm-hmm. And that's how it's kind of evolved. It's interesting to look at the fact of, look at Psycho. Mm-hmm. God, that was a scary movie.
But you know why, though?
The whole idea
The whole thing is terrifying, but it really, the worst of it, you don't see.
Yes.
And it's very reality-based.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exceptionally reality-based. And, you can't imagine Norman Bates is your weird, quiet neighbor. And, yeah, that movie. And, of course, Hitchcock was the master of that.
Oh, God, yeah. He was. And it's funny, like, what scares me now versus what scared me back when I was younger. Now, when I was younger, everything scared me because, we talked about ghost stories last week and things just get you. But nowadays, it's more the psychological unknown. There has been some movies recently that I've watched that jump scares have gotten me, and I'm like, I actually hid under a blanket, and I have not done that since I was probably 12.
Yes, I remember that conversation.
Under the blanket. I'm writing that one down so I can talk about it. But
yes,
it's going to be interesting to hear the differences between ours, because I'm already looking at yours, and I could see, and I love every single one of them on yours.
One of them's kind of a stretch, but still, it's fun.
No, I like it. You go first. I want to hear your first one. We'll let you go first.
We've already kind of touched on it a little bit. Now I will say I'm not as wide open to the genre as you are.
Which is fine.
Yeah. So my first is Psycho, and I will preface this with I saw it at a rather young age, unsupervised.
Yes.
I was, between 6th and 7th grade. Unsupervised. I live in Arizona. So yeah. And I was in love with Hitchcock at the time.
Of course, who isn't?
Everything about Alfred Hitchcock fascinated me at that point in my life. So yeah, Psycho. To me, that's very real. Mm-hmm. It's very something. Like I said, it's something that could happen. Norman is a very reality-based character. Yeah. He seems normal. And just the tension of that film, it builds
the music of it, the atmosphere behind it.
Yeah, and then again, that's something that's a trademark with Alfred Hitchcock in general.
Right.
And now I will say it didn't affect me because I have some friends that saw it at a young age. Like I couldn't shower for a week, I couldn't shower for a month. It took me a year to shower. I would have to take a bath. My mother would have to go in the bathroom with me. All that stuff. I never had that.
Right.
But I will say that it's definitely one of those films that just,
Yeah.
And I know they remade it a few years ago, but I believe it was pretty much a frame-for-frame remake.
It was.
I didn't care to see it.
And that's the remakes are tough because you go in there just like it. People want the original.
Yeah, which is good. There's a fine line where they focus on the book portion of it.
Yes.
And they found a really interesting way to break up the story. Where, either you go so far where it's and then you have something like Psycho, which is a frame per frame remake.
Right.
Like, which way do you go with it?
Yeah. It's a hard nut to crack because people want what they want, but then they're like, well, this is the same movie. Why are they waste money remaking it? Or,
right.
Exactly.
It's either not different enough or too different instead of being open to whatever it is.
Yeah. So after seeing your list, I'm going a little more. I'm going to do my list based off what scared me, not psychologically scared me, but scared me. So, and City, I want to tell you, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, love that movie. Watch the Deborah Logan one, The Haunting of Deborah Logan, The Exorcism of Deborah. One of the, I forget what the exact title was, but look up Deborah Logan on Netflix. City, very good, very scary, same feel of Emily Rose. But back to mine. First one, Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
I felt, yes, on Netflix. I felt for a long time that there was not a lot of good movies for it. So we had a really good horror movie build up. We had Scream, The Ring, The Grudge, really high popular horror movies.
Yeah.
That either scared you or they didn't. A lot of jump scares, a lot of creepiness, focus on demons. If you notice, that was a huge theme back then. Demons. Except for Scream, which is very good. But
Scream was the fun because it didn't take itself seriously, and I'm sure we'll get into that one too. That's a good one.
So that's what happened. Then we had like a lull in horror movies. We did things like what's that?
Human
Jeepers
Centipede
and Jeepers Creepers and things like that were just jumpy scares.
Right.
Then came The Conjuring, and The Conjuring has roots within true stories, and I always find those to be the most frightening because I Googled them afterwards. I Googled them. I'm like, who are these people? Did they really exorcise demons? And I'm like, oh my gosh, they did. So it takes you on that journey of, holy crap, these people witnessed this.
Mm-hmm.
And the acting in The Conjuring is amazing. The fear in The Conjuring is just palpable.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a possession in a house. It's sort of Amityville horror-ish, except it's not focused around one person. Mm-hmm. It's focused around the whole family. There's demons in it, and these two people that say supernatural and psychological of it, they come in to rid the house of the spirit. And wow, it's a scary movie. And the second one is scary too. And that's rare to me. A lot of the sequels never get me. But these two movies, and Annabelle, that's the third one. I have not seen that one, and I don't think so. I've seen a lot of movies, but I don't think that was one of them. They just build on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I would recommend seeing The Conjuring. It's turn off the lights, get a blanket and some popcorn, and just watch it and immerse yourself in it and know that there's so much history behind the movie. And whether it's not Wikipedia is not always real, but you can find so many books by these two demonologists that talk about this episode. It's fascinating.
Now, is this one of the I want to have my back against something because something might be behind me kind of flicks? Those are always the best horror flicks to me.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's hear your number 2.
This was a little more fun in a way. One of like my memories of Halloween time was always watching the Disney cartoon The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, love it.
My favorite stories, and it's always been a great tale, and Ichabod's a fun character, and I really, it's not quite horror, but almost loved the Tim Burton version of Sleepy Hollow.
I do too.
I really do, and it does bring out the horror aspect of it.
Yeah.
And it does bring like the kind of the charm and the quirk of the town. And I'm married into a Dutch family, so the fact that the entire Dutch community, I'm like, I've been to one of these in Iowa.
Yeah.
I can imagine what one of these is like in upstate New York during colonial times.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen. There is Sleepy Hollow happening.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah. And I like the contrast, the characters, the expanding of these characters. If I read the Washington Irving story, I don't remember much.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Burton is adorable, and
Johnny Depp's adorable, and
Christina Ricci,
she's adorable too,
and she really is, and it's fun, and I love that version of the Headless Horseman.
I do too.
And it's not really quite, it's not really a horror movie, but it's a good Halloween movie.
Agreed.
And the atmosphere of it's great. The music of it's great. Yeah. There's costumes.
Beautiful costumes.
So I did cheat on that one, but that's because I couldn't put my Disney one in there. I didn't feel it was right.
I'm fine with this version. I'm fine with the Disney version.
Yeah.
So let's jump to Scream. Now that's not on my list, but I wanted to I debated about putting it on. So Scream, God, it came out when I was pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
And it was scary in the fact that I thought it could happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, when I'm in high school, I'm in high school, I got to watch who I'm friends with. One of them could gut me.
Yeah.
And my favorite, I remember weird things from movies and weird lines because I have a problem. And one of them is, the one line is, it's called tact, you fuck rag. And I did not know what that meant as a kid. And I would think about it all the time. Like, what the heck does that mean? Why am I watching this movie at such a young age and unable to comprehend what these things mean?
And you wonder why your child's writing a book about Jason.
I do, but I promise she hasn't watched it.
I know she hasn't.
But it's true. It's like that movie was a generation builder. There's a TV series based off that movie.
Really?
Yes, it's called Scream. It's on MTV.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's good. I haven't watched it, but I kind of want to because, again, it's been a part of my life. I mean, Scream, and then you had Scream 2, 3, and 4. And I've seen all of them, and I saw 2, 3, and 4 in the theater.
I saw 1 in the theater.
I was too little to see 1 in the theater for some reason.
What I liked about... I'm sorry.
Go. You go.
What I liked about Scream is when you walked into it, it wasn't the movie you thought it was going to be.
Not at all. You
didn't think it was going to be self-deferential, but good. And you thought that, wow, brain, dead, blonde. Drew Barrymore, you thought Drew Barrymore was your primary character.
The blonde.
She was killed off in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean,
David Arquette was amazing. Courtney Cox was great.
Right.
Skeet Ulrich. I mean, the
of all people.
Beautifully casted. Beautifully casted.
But caricatures in some ways, but bringing those caricatures to a more human level.
Exactly. But they did it. The football player, the jock, the brainiac. Neve Campbell, who I adore and wanted to be when I was growing up.
Right.
Loved her ever since The Craft.
Yeah.
So I say about Scream because I'm going to skip the next one on my list because I might change it out for a different one. But
okay.
I say Scream because Scream was one of those movies that brought upon sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel because people loved it. It brought upon a whole parody series. That's what started Scary Movie.
Right.
Like, the Scream was it. So, but other series, Jason, Mike Myers, Freddy, who I am lovely dressed up as today.
Yes.
Freddy Krueger. They are a massive part of our horror history. They are ingrained in us. Now, they got silly. All of them got silly. Nightmare on Elm Street, which is the next one on the list. Nightmare on Elm Street is terrifying. It's terrifying. The idea that somebody can get inside your head and kill you in your dreams is absolutely frightening.
Well, it goes off all those urban myths of, if you die in your dreams, you die in real life and all of that, like stuff that we don't actually know.
Right. And the whole epitaph, thinking about it, like when you want to feel safe and you're scared at night, you go under your covers in your bed. You're not safe from Freddy in your bed.
No, that's where he's at.
That's awful. But they bred these. I mean, a 6-year-old knows who Jason is. How does she know that? Like, I didn't teach her that. She knows who Freddy is because I'm dressing up as Freddy. But she asks if he's a bad guy, and I say, well, yeah.
Yeah,
it's legit. It's legit. Robert Duvall, he's amazing. But they have built, they are a basis of Halloween. You can find Freddy masks. You can find the
you go
Jason.
to Universal Studios, and that's they're Freddy. Yeah.
And then when you bring in the Scream aspect of it, they have Drew's gonna be Ghostface. That's the Scream guy. Yeah, that costume was before that, but nobody ever had a name for it. Now you see it, man.
Scream.
it's just like, wow, that's amazing. City, if you teach my 6-year-old horror, we're going to have some words with my Freddy Claus. But it's true. Like, that Scream built a generation of horror for us.
Yeah.
And I like it. So that's my Nightmare on Elm Street. Watch it if you haven't. Johnny Depp's in it. And how he gets killed is amazing. Spoiler. But when you watch the first one, the rest of them get kind of campy and weird. But I also think it's a generational thing because I was older when I watched it. I know, like, my uncle would say, those are the scariest movies I've ever seen. So it goes back to that generation thing.
Yeah.
So the next one on your list I love.
Okay. Exorcist. This is one of those kind of, hey, I watched it with my friends in college of all places. My friend Mel refuses to watch it because it terrifies her.
Really?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah. Yes. Wow. Mel also can't listen to the song Hotel California because it scares her. So,
I can't listen to Little Drummer Boy.
We'll need to discuss the story on that one.
I'm afraid of Gremlins.
Oh, okay. That works.
And Do You Hear What I Hear? I can't do that either because it's in Gremlins as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Exorcist, and again, is one of those inspired by a true story.
Yeah.
Now, part of the history behind it, of course, as we discussed, is just the sound effects they used. It has an aura to it. It's very dark.
Yeah.
It's very atmospheric. It could take place at any time.
Oh, it's timeless. The whole movie is.
It really is. It really is. And then there's Linda Blair.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the performance and like the spider crawly. Friggin' like when you're playing D&D and when the Drow are doing the spider climb thing, I'm always imagining.
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
Oh God. I mean, for its time, the visual effects alone were just fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And it's definitely one of those. And I remember watching it at my friend Leslie's apartment, and just being freaked out. I was always freaked out by it, but in a good way.
Right. The whole thing is very good. The movie itself is good. The series is good.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
I've been watching it. I rather enjoy it. Cool. It's really, really good. Like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
They come across that really well,
Yeah. And it's funny that I do enjoy it because it's very Catholic.
It is very Catholic.
But to me, Catholicism is always very interesting because a lot of the stuff they do is pretty much not far removed from magic.
Right. That's true.
It's the ritualism, which always is fascinating. And very much, exorcism is a type of ritual. It is a spell.
It is.
It's just, it's through faith and not manipulating elements.
And in this version, it's through faith, not just, Oh, yeah. I like that movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a different kind of horror.
And Max von Sydow was amazing. So,
Oh, well, yes. Yes. Watch the movie if you haven't. It's or the show if you haven't. It's good.
Yeah, look at that.
It's good. The next one's weird on my list because it touched upon the time when The Ring came out.
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing The Ring in the theater.
I do not like possessed children.
Right.
Possessed children bother me. Even before I had kids. Something about it. Like since Children of the Corn, possessed children bothered me. The fact that they can look at you and kill you and eat your soul, and they have soulless eyes. God, I hate possessed children, like, to the core. Insidious is a fantastic flick, City. Watch Insidious, very scary. Possessed children have the exact same monitors. Couldn't sleep for weeks.
Wow.
Couldn't sleep for weeks. So, The Grudge. A lot of people hated The Grudge, and I could have watched it probably at the right time, because that movie, I still can't watch it.
Yeah.
One time when we were living in California, I picked up Drew from duty because he's in the military, not like duty, but duty.
Yeah, right. Not the kind of Al duty.
The whole fact that there are children crawling up through your bed, your safe space.
Again, it's like Nightmare.
And with their jaws dislocated screaming at you, I can't do it. So I came in and it was on and I hid behind the couch until Drew turned it off. Because I can't do it. I can't do possessed children. Just can't. Freaks me out. It's terrifying. terrifying. And it is a B horror. And most B horrors I would not afraid of.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm sure if I watched it today, I can't bring myself to watch it maybe today. Just like I can't watch Paranormal Activity again because that scared me too. The idea of somebody watching you when you sleep, can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not really a great idea.
I can't do it.
But again, these are these things that are so based in reality, but also touch on the primal fears.
Right. I feel that those ones about the demons are very good, are ones that really can hit home.
But think about the fact that demons have been part of our psychology since, there's been civilization.
Right.
There's always been these evil spirits.
Correct.
There's always been, the Banes, the incubi, the unseelie,
right.
whatever culture you want to look at. There've always been these really interesting elements of just things that mean you harm.
Right. And
that aren't in this world and mean you harm.
It's one of those things where you're just unable to process it mentally, I think. I think, ghosts most people can dismiss. Right. Easily. Demons are something harder because they're ingrained in faith a lot. And a lot of people have faith. And whenever something's not discredited by your faith or by your core belief system, it's hard to get over. So the demons, that's hard. That's hard to get over, I think, for most people. I think that they find demons to be scarier than most things.
Yeah, I can see that. And then some of us play warlocks. Anyways.
Love warlocks. So what's your next one? I love your next one so much.
Yeah, so the others came out around the same time that all the M. Night Shyamalan stuff was big. But it's really beautiful because it's a period piece. Mm-hmm. It takes place after World War II. It's about a woman whose husband has passed away in the war, and she retreats with her children, who are both photosensitive, which is always such a fascinating thing to me. To this great manor house. Mm-hmm. And it's this great mystery. I'm not going to go into the mystery because it's this great mystery to unfold. And, with nursemaid, what would you call her? The housekeeper?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what she may or may not have done in the servants. And then her husband comes back from the dead. The main character, who is played by Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
And also the house itself is freaky.
Very freaky.
Freaky. And she, because the children are photosensitive, the curtains are dangerous. If the curtains, because these children are literally allergic to the sun. They're allergic to the light.
Technically.
Yeah. So, the curtains can't be open and, or they'll harm the children. And there's all these really, these rules.
Yes.
These rules that she puts down. And it just, to me, is very fascinating. And also because photosensitivity is an actual condition.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And husband comes back from the dead, and how the hell is he alive? So it's great. It's like, and again, like Psycho, it's psychological horror.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen the others, I'm not going to give away the ending.
It's so good. Just watch it.
But it's so cool. I think I own it. I think I need to watch it again. It's been a while.
I do own it. DVD.
Yeah. But to me, it all clicks at the end. It all clicks really well at the end. But I think something it reminds me of. Have you ever heard the song Love Vigilante?
No.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Because it's a man that comes home from the war, and they don't specify what war. Mm-hmm. And he finds his wife lying on the floor reading a letter that he had died.
Okay.
And you don't know, is he a ghost visiting her? Was the letter wrong?
Oh.
And that's what it's always kind of reminded me of.
I like that.
But yeah, the other one definitely is one of my favorite, and it's not a bloody horror movie. It's, it's suspense, but it definitely is a horror movie.
Yes, it is. It is.
And it's, it's a very black and white palette, except for Nicole Kidman's hair.
Right, her beautiful blonde hair.
Yeah.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, she really is. Yeah, that's definitely one of mine, and I think I need to revisit that soon.
I think you should. My list, I just keep coming up with things I need to speak about.
I know you do.
Don't watch. It's getting bad. I have a problem with the idea that somebody can break in my house and kill me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it. I mean, I grew up in an area on a farm where you never locked your doors, and we talked
Right.
about ghost stuff. I don't know. That was always a fear of mine. The strangers scared me, not because it was ghosts, not because it was demons, but because people broke into this house and tried to murder the owners. And that scares me. Like they just broke on in with their freaking animal masks on and tried to kill people. And I hate that. And that scares me. So watch The Strangers. Yeah, watch it because if you but don't watch it if you're afraid of people breaking into your house because you'll be scared. Don't do it. Because they do it very well. It's kind of slow paced. It builds up to the end. I like that a lot. One thing to add, because I'm going to talk fast, is because I have so many to talk about, is Session 9. Session 9 is a little unknown. It's was a I think made for TV sort of movie. It got brought to DVD. I found it at Blockbuster when I was younger.
Of all places.
Of all places. And I rented it, and I had to turn the lights on in the middle of the movie.
Wow.
Not only that, everybody I was with, 5 of us were watching it, and we were like, can we pause it for like a second and like get drinks and use the restroom? And then somebody came back and turned the light on, and we were like, you can just leave it on.
Right.
Demons in an Asylum. Very short watch. City, if you can watch it. Anybody listening, if you can watch it. Watch Session 9. You will not be disappointed. At all.
Very nice.
At all. All right. Your last one, my friend.
My last one. We love some Del Toro, don't we?
You do.
Do.
I do
and
too.
Del Toro does, I would say, of the directors, pretty much the closest I can think of when it comes to something that is both Lovecraftian, but really beautifully visual. Very Salvador Dali.
Yes.
And most of my movies here are very like last two are very World War II, aren't they?
They are. I just thought that actually.
Yeah. The Pan's Labyrinth. Oh my god. Oh my god. So again, it's one of those visual movies. It's
beautifully done.
Weird. It's surreal. You don't always necessarily know what's going on and what's imagination and what's not.
Right. I agree.
And that's why to me it's so gorgeous, but like just oh my god. And also because it's told through the eyes of a young girl.
Yes.
You know, the point of view of a young girl, which, you know, as a parent, you are horrified at the thought of.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But just to me, not even just these horrible and beautiful creatures. Let's admit they're very beautiful in their weird ways.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and it kind of touches on. I know, you know, it's Spanish. It takes place in Spain, and it touches on a lot of things that are very, very ingrained in that culture. But to me, it's also, you know, as a woman of Irish descent, it's also very seelie and unseelie.
Very.
You know, it's because that's like where the imagination goes.
Right.
And, you know, and the eyes and the magic and just the overwhelming sense of foreboding that goes with this movie and the story and the art style of it. I
loved it.
Oh, it always makes me happy.
I loved it.
Yeah, visually it is of I think the ones that we have on our list, both of us, it is the most appealing visually.
It is. If you want to watch a movie that's pretty, but good and pretty,
and terrifying.
Watch
it.
Watch Pan's Labyrinth. So I'm gonna pick VHS. So
okay.
I like anthology series. If you don't know that about me already, you should. Short stories, anthologies, all that kind of stuff. VHS is a compilation series. It has 4 different movies in it. They are scary. They are. VHS 2 and VHS, whatever the third one's called, they all sucked. Like, there was horribleness in it. But I watched this VHS with Drew and Al, and we were all like,
oh my gosh, that's the one that you were freaked out about?
Yeah, we were really freaked out about it. We were like, oh my God, this is a good movie. The first one has a demon in it, has succubus in it, which you don't see a lot of succubus movies. Like, a true succubus. What she does is true history succubus. Like what? You're like, what is
wrong? So not a D&D succubus that kisses you and drains a level?
No, a little different, but it was very good. I recommend VHS. And since I'm the last to go, Hell House LLC, Hid Under a Blanket. It's on Amazon, $5. Buy it. It's worth it. Rent it. Turn the lights off. It's more of a jumpy horror, but a cheaply made, good B-rated movie. One that actually brought you some. Oomph. So I could go on for hours, and I won't. Next week, we're going to talk about bad horror movies.
Bad horror movies, yes.
I'm watching you bad horror movies. Milo. I'm going to have ABCs of Death. I can name lots.
I'm going to have to do some research and find some really good ones that...
I could give you 5, and you could try to watch them and see if they're bad.
I watched a lot of Elvira as a kid.
You got at least 10 right there.
I know. I need to give myself a refresher remembering which ones are which.
Yeah. But if you need any, let me know. Or just be like, Trey, you name 8. So the question... We're not going to do
We weren't
going to
do a question, and then I thought of this. I know.
What horror book do you want to see made into a good movie? You go. I want to hear it.
Okay. So, Dean Koontz's Moonlight Bay Not trilogy, because there's only 2 books, and there's supposed to be a third.
That's weird.
And he hasn't gotten around to it.
Oh, I didn't go around my trilogy.
Right, and I actually thought about it because of the photosensitivity.
Yeah.
So it's a real life, more of the reality based horror. But it's about he's in his 30s, I think, late 20s, early 30s, man named Chris Snow. His father passes away. His mother's already had passed. His mother was a geneticist.
Oh.
And she experimented on animals.
Did she make chimeras?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, there is a chimera in the story. And Chris has photosensitivity.
That's interesting.
And he's trying to stop these creatures that his mother had created.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a really interesting character because he has these flaws, and because of it he has lived, with his father. Mm-hmm. into his 30s, even though he's a functioning adult. He has a girlfriend, he has a friend.
Yeah.
So he's not the nerd in the basement, but he is also a geneticist's son, so he's very, very intelligent.
Well, yeah.
And they're having to kind of solve the mysteries of what exactly is going on in Moonlight Bay.
Okay.
And all these creatures and these monkeys that have been genetically modified. And who's taken over his mother's research. And
I like that.
Yeah. So it's the Moonlight Bay Not trilogy. Not trilogy. Fear Nothing and Seize the Night.
Okay. I will listen to them.
Yeah, they are really good. Let's see. Yeah, evidently, back in 2000, he said he was, or 2003, Kuntz said he was halfway through writing the 3rd book, and I've not heard anything since then.
2003.
2003.
Dude, get on it.
Well, he's busy, and he's pretty prolific.
You're turning into George R.R.
Oh, God, no. Thankfully, no.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I forgot this. Oh, my gosh. Oh, yes, and he has a really, really, really intelligent dog.
Okay.
And I forgot that his girlfriend's name is Sasha, which is Hayes' mother's name.
Huh. I wonder where that came from.
I don't know.
That's so funny.
I completely forgot that that's... In fact, yeah. I've been using the name Sasha in D&D for a long time for kind of minor characters here and there.
Yeah.
I used her for the character that I played that was Hayes' mother. Mm-hmm. And I completely forgot that I actually got that from... the name came from that book.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I wrote 3 down, but I'll pick 1 because I'm good.
Okay.
And I'll tweet the other 2.
Yeah.
Head Full of Ghosts is a story that is about a possession, and it's about a TV series after a possession.
Really?
Yes, it's very interesting. I'm a huge fan of the author. I follow him on Twitter. Yeah, me and him are buddies. Like, he follows me.
Yeah, yeah.
On Twitter. I've talked about his books before. I know that Head Full of Ghosts is coming to... Drew's talking. He's yelling at somebody right now.
I know.
Yeah, but Paul Tremblay, Head Full of Ghosts, watch it. Listen, read it. It's coming to a series. Oh, my jeez.
We gotta wrap this up because your husband.
Yeah, he's singing loud. It's coming to us.
When streams collide.
It's almost over. But Head Full of Ghosts should be made into a movie, but I think it's going to be made into a series, which is fine. If not, also his In the Meantime, which is a short story series, should be made into a movie.
That's great.
Yes. So that's what we have for you guys tonight. We could go on forever talking about movies.
Yeah.
You know, we love you. But we'll end it because we've done this for a long time now, and we
have.
We don't wanna,
and I have a D&D game that was supposed to start like. It's okay.
Tell them I'm sorry.
11 minutes. I will.
Okay. Well, good night.
They will understand.
We love you. Tell them, pimp your D&D. Go D&D. We love you.
Yes. And we should have a full house tonight, we should have a full group.
Good.
Tonight, it's one of our characters' swan songs because he works for Virgin Galactic and he's busy.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He's like, Elon Musk. I'm like, really? It's like, I have to go fly to this place, and it's like, annoying. I know you're brilliant and all, but you're annoying.
You're annoyingly brilliant. Well, good night, stream.
Yes, good night, stream.
We love you.